whiz. Walk-in freezer. Why does this look like this? Interesting freeze pattern, huh? Is it, maybe it's in here? There's no evap service port, man. There's no evap service port in here. It's rainy. I'm running at 15 psi. Just too low. My pressures are fine. I can tell you this is not the first visit here. We've been dealing with some issues and it's freezing up in weird ways. This is the place that took the curtains down. And it was freezing front to back, so we knew that was not helping. And now, it's freezing in other unique ways. I think we have an expansion valve problem. There's not the service port is here on the evaporator, and I can't get to it without cutting everything out. So I'm just going to connect up here. I'm going to go downstairs and I'm going to drive that expansion valve in, see what kind of movement we get. But this is my general take on expansion valves. This unit is from 2019, so for 3+ years, 4+ years, I haven't had to monkey with this TXV. If I have to change it now, if I have to adjust it now, I need to replace the valve, period. So I may adjust it to get our pressure up a little bit, but then I'm gonna get a new valve and we're gonna replace the valve. Let's go adjust it and see what happens. All right, so I've made 12, they weren't even quarter turns, but I made 12 quarter turns as I counted them. Adjustments on that valve, and now we're getting our pressure up, almost to where I want it. I'd really like it to hit 25. We're at 21 or 22. So let's give it a little time to settle in. All right, so it's not just about target pressures. As I'm letting this thing settle in, look what's happening. And our coil is clear. So now we have too much refrigerant coming through the evaporator because it's not boiling off. Funny part is the accumulator is supposed to handle this. That's literally the purpose for that accumulator, is to prevent liquid from slugging back to the compressor. So the next thing I have to take into account is it's set for 10 below. So it's been running, and I don't know how long it's been running its heart out. So I'm gonna set it for like 4 below, let it satisfy and cycle off and on, see what it does. In either case, I am gonna get that TXV because I shouldn't have been running 15 PSI. So here we go. I just set the unit for 10 degrees. And it's 4. And it's still running. So maybe it's just a very slow pump down. Or maybe we have a bad pressure control. We definitely should be off by now. Yep. All right, let's investigate. So she finally pumped down, turned off. That's pretty well 0, so that's no good. And I'll turn it up a little bit. So we have a working thermostat. We have a working pressure control, albeit slightly out of whack. I just was wondering if one of those two was failed. The unit was running non-stop. And I adjusted that to about 18 and 8. Nope, 18 and 12. So that we're going to cut in at 18 degrees, or 18 psi. When the pressure is released and that spikes up, then that's going to cut in. And then when it cuts out, it's going to cut in at about 8 less than that, 10 less than that, so about 8 psi it'll cut out. So we're not going to wait for it to go down to 0. I'm going to leave this off and satisfied for a little bit. We'll see. I'll then set it back to its -5 target, see how it behaves. But I think the next video is going to be us changing the TXV